Now I am.
Yesterday we found slope using rise over run. How do you know when you will use rise over run to find slope?
Graph.
You have a graph. If you have a graph, it asks you to find slope, you're going to use rise over run. They don't always give you a graph. Sometimes they just give you the points. If they give you the points, you have to use something called the slope formula. Now, I'm going to give you the formula, and we're going to break it down and talk about it, okay? You will have to memorize formulas this year, okay? They're not going to give them to you on the test, and you need to know them. You're going to have to know it. This is your first formula that you need to know. This is your slope formula. When they give you points in parentheses, this is very important that you understand this setup. This will follow you through every formula that you have. This will never ever change no matter what math that you take, okay? Your points are always laid out in a certain order. The first point in your parentheses is x1, okay? The second point in that first parentheses is y1. You always have an x, you always have a y. Put that in your mind somehow. Get that situated in your mind. That is always going to happen, okay? Your first number is your x. Your second number is your y. It tells you where to go on your graph. These military guys that call in coordinates, their maps look very different. They use like coordinate planes, Navy, the Marines. When they call in for airstrikes and help, they better make sure they don't get their numbers out of order, okay? If they're wanting the bomb to be dropped over there, and they mess up and it's dropped over here, we're dead, okay? So the X tells you side to side. The Y tells you up and down. But with anything from here on out, this is very important. You'll see it was so much that we use. The first number is your X1. Second number is your Y1. So your second parentheses, first number is X2, second number is Y2. Okay? And we're going to add some values with these. I love math because if you give me a formula, I can solve anything. I know that if I apply that formula, I'm always going to get the right answer. Language arts, I'm not real sure where those commas go. You know, I have issues with run-on sentences. I'm not really great at spelling. I think they use too many letters in words. They don't need all those letters. But anyway, that is my weakness. But with math, things make sense. Give me a formula, I can go by that. Now, I want us to label this. Here is our first parentheses. This is our X1. This is our Y1. This is our X2. This is our Y2. Does everybody see how that makes sense? It's the first number is your X1, second number is your Y1. Sometimes kids get confused on this. It's like code. It's like playing Battleship. Everybody's played Battleship, right? You put your little ships and you call out something. Well, technically that's exactly what this is. Okay? You're just following the formula. Now, my formula says, hey, you're going to start with your Y2. All right? What number is my Y2? Okay, you're going to say 4. Now look at this formula. Now listen, guys, we have 1 hour every day, 1 hour in here. We got to utilize it, okay? I try to teach as hard as I can to make sure it's easy. Okay, when you go to do it, it's not always going to be that easy like last night, but I try. But you've got to do your part. Really focus for that hour. Okay? Your formula says it's always going to be minus. Doesn't matter if your next number is negative or positive, it doesn't matter. You're always going to be minus. Do you see that in your formula? You're always going to be minus. Don't change that, it's always going to be minus. Okay? My y1 is 3. So on top, and I've learned over the years, if I say things to myself over and over and over and over and over again, it eventually gets in there. Okay? Y's go on top. Y's go on top. Slope formula. Y's go on top. Y2 minus Y1. My Y's go on top. Now, on the bottom, it says, hey, you're going to take your x2, which we said was 2. It's always going to be minus your x1, which in this particular problem is 1. Okay? Now, solve it. What's 4 minus 3?
1.
What's 2 minus 1?
1.
Okay? You want to reduce, you will leave it as a fraction if it won't reduce. Don't try to change it to a mixed number. But 1 over 1 is what?
1.
Now, I want to introduce something to you. The letter M. M is the letter we use to show slope. Why did they choose the letter M? I don't know, I've actually researched it. Can't find any. M is the letter we use to show slope. We don't write the word slope. See, the algebra gods, they're a little bit lazy, but they're cool about it. You know, they did things that people didn't understand. They're like, you know, we're not going to write the word slope, let's just use the word letter M. So M equals 1. So when you see M, think slope. Now, in my mind, I would have used the letter S. But remember, these are not English people that developed this. Okay? Most of our early math, Greeks and Romans. Okay? Let's try us another one. Formula. Remember I said math is all about patterns. Once you learn the pattern for that specific thing, it's not going to change. Okay? Math is not hard. So we make it hard. It's not hard. 2, 1. 1, 3. Let's see if you can label, just real quick, see if you can label your parts. That's your coordinates. That's where your points would be.